I'm here now with two members of the team sponsored by the HBS Club of London in the HBS Alumni New Venture Contest. So let's start by your introducing yourselves first.
I'm Steve Berry, a graduate, 79. I'm a serial entrepreneur and have worked with the founder of Qtara, Tony Ellis, to provide money and assistance to get him from his back bedroom into a corporate environment.
I'm Steve Miller. I'm 25 years in the software industry, working with various startups and large multinationals. Most recently I worked for a voice recognition company, and that's how I came to meet Tony and Steve, and I'm joining the Qtara initiative as the CEO.
So let's find out what Qtara actually is.
Well, the name Qtara, just to start with that, Tara is a derivation of the Sanskrit, where avatar came from, an avatar being a virtual being online. And Q is the Q in James Bond, the mad inventor who's downstairs. And our founder is a bit of a Q. Mm-hmm. So we put the two letters together. And
how does this work? You describe it as a next generation intelligent virtual assistant. Is that someone who would help me do my chores around the house? Am I in a second life mode? What is this exactly?
Well, the virtual assistant, I guess with the recent film, The Avatar, then the concept of an avatar is now fairly evident to everybody, whereas a year ago when we created the company, it wasn't. So we couldn't use the word avatar at the time, but effectively that is what it is. But it's a listening, thinking, talking assistant avatar. The image could be presented on a dedicated device like a picture frame. It could be running on a PC, it could be on a toy, and actually the original development work which Tony Ellis did was for a toy, actually for a robot. So a talking, walking and listening robot, and that's where a lot of the original artificial intelligence, which is the engine within the avatar image, that's where this actually came from. But as we see, the possibility of the assistant could be you could have it in your car as you try to understand your technical manual. It could be you want expertise on a special area, cooking, wine, medical information and the like.
And it would be able to provide this information to me?
Yes.
Yes.
And without going to Harvard Business School, how does it, or Oxford or whatever, how does it acquire this information?
Well, it's self-learning. So you can imagine a scene where it's already photographed your image. It's associated, because you've told it, that image with your name, which results in, say, getting up in the morning, coming into the kitchen. It could say, good morning, Tony, how are you today? Or it would say, would you want me to play your favorite radio station? You're late this morning. Do you want me to check on the traffic conditions? It knows that you are a supporter of Manchester United, and so it would tell you the score from last night. And so basically it would give you information because it has stored in its memory banks the characteristics of who you are and what interests you and what you need at that particular time of the day. So let's say, as an example, you were late coming into the breakfast room. It will know that your meeting, which is scheduled for 9 o'clock, you're not going to make that meeting. It can actually say to you, it looks like you have a meeting at 9 o'clock, you're running 30 minutes late, do you want me to inform everybody that you're going to be running late? So basically it takes on the characteristics of a true assistant, but it's done through the guise of a virtual avatar.
And how would one acquire this? How do I get one?
How do you get one? Well, obviously, as I mentioned, the origination of this was as a toy, and Tony is actually a toy inventor, so he has 46 licenses for products which have come to market very successfully in the past. So the toy, it could be a game, So you'd go to, you download the software and or you go to, in our case, PC World and go and buy it. The toy, obviously from one of the toy manufacturers. This is effectively it's a piece of software. So you're buying a program that you can put onto your PC.
And this is up and running now. You can actually purchase this?
No.
No, you can't purchase it, but we could give you a beta version. You could start to use it, and it would start to program itself to actually follow the characteristics and information needs that you desire. Not completely, because it's still very much in its early stages of development, but we make progress. We're going through various phases.
And how did the team come together?
I heard of Tony. I can't remember exactly how we got in touch. Oh, it was through, actually it was through a mutual friend at IBM, him knowing that I was interested in early stage technology investments. And he said, you've got to meet this guy. He's doing some interesting things. And Steve, I know that you have some interest in the use of automation tool sets, particularly around customer services. So I gave Tony a call, and we met, and we ended up deciding to work together. And as the product, the software was being developed, obviously a realization that we needed somebody on board who could actually execute the plan. So I'm more of a catalyst, I'm more of bringing various elements together to actually create the company. Then we need somebody who can actually execute and contribute to the business planning process. So one of our suppliers was a voice recognition company, and I was put in touch with Steve, and then we met, and then Steve just said, I'd like to join the team.
The rest is history. And what's your customer base for this? Is it children, teenagers, adults, everybody?
I guess that's one of our challenges, because this could apply anywhere. Anywhere you're doing a Google search, anywhere where you need information, anywhere where you want assistance, anywhere where you want some company. So one of the potential applications we talked about, which we term iCarer, is for care of the elderly or infirm. Certainly in the UK, and I guess in many, many countries around the world, a lot of elderly people don't get the care and attention that they should do, and this is in the form of a personal support, a friend. Where we're going with this could be a game, it could be a toy, it could be a personal assistant, it could be a support and advisor on specialist knowledge areas. It could be your avatar in a car on a screen, or it could be on a phone ultimately. The reality is, we're not short of opportunity here, and we are going through the process now of prioritizing market areas, working out how robust the software has to be for each of them, therefore the cost and the risk of taking that to market. The likelihood is we'll prioritize it as a game, even a toy to start off with, because that has a lower acceptance level, which we think we can get to quicker. So we're making those decisions now.
And finally, how did you get tied up? Are you a member of the Harvard Business School Club of London?
I am, yes.
And this contest came about and you all entered. What has it been like?
It's been a very good experience for a number of different reasons. One, it helped focus the team, because obviously you had deadlines in terms of the presentations on a regional basis, so that it galvanized you to get things done. We've met some very interesting people, particularly the judges, who have a background in entrepreneurship and have been able to give us some very good advice. I think the feedback from them, and also feedback from the audience, the participants who had come to see the presentations in London, was very useful. Winning it was obviously quite nice, and then coming to Boston, where we've had an incredible reception, very well organized, but also the opportunity to get to know the professors at the Rock Center, which I knew about, but I didn't know as much as I do now.
The Rock Center for Entrepreneurship.
That's, and also the follow through that we're intending to have in terms of recommendations about people that we should be talking to that could actually assist us in this journey.
Let me ask one more question, because in surveys Harvard Business School has done, we find that 10 to 15 years out, about 50% of our alumni describe themselves as entrepreneurs. And when we began this discussion, you described yourself as a serial entrepreneur. What is, be more specific about that?
Well, I've probably have done, I'd say, 15 ventures. So I started, as many people, in investment banking. So that was my first career, and decided I needed a little more excitement in my life. And so for the last 20 years, I've been investing and building companies, startups. I've become a bit of a junkie, I'm afraid. I enjoy this life.
So, we're glad that you do. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.